My soul speaking, I peak. You hear Long Beach in the speakers. Been too long, my niggas ready to eat. I'm unleashed now. Now I got the glow, I'm about to eat now. Now all of y'all listeners hear the street growl. K Reese. Stand for something, evolve anything. That's what the OGs told me, so I listen. Real riders don't fold under pressure. We become the diamonds people mention. I'm the rose in the concrete. I'm the diamond from the rose.
Ooh wee, ooh wee, ooh wee. I'm the rose from the concrete. What? I hope y'all go back and listen to that whole thing. This is Hot Facts music right here. K Reese 007. Stand for nothing or fall for anything. That's what the OGs told me. You better listen. You better listen today because I'm about to come at y'all. I got people that's trying to bring up fake subs. I got all type of stuff to go off on. They got Bud so to talking. My daughter go take care of him. You know what I mean? We got a lot of stuff, Jelly Bean. They are talking about, and that was from my mom, by the way. They are talking about, let's report them on the racial thing. We go get into the racial thing because you guys won't let it die down. It is hilarious. But what I am going to do right now, one more time, because I don't think you guys heard exactly. I don't think you guys heard exactly how I'm about to get down right now. I'm about to get down like this. I'm about to play it again. And I'm about to play it again. This is how I feel right now. This is how I feel right now, and it's about to happen. I'm about to push mute. We about to hear it again because my brother is saying everything about how I'm about to get down. I'm about to get down like this.
The streets, my voice sink to the beat. My soul speaking, I peak. You hear Long Beach in the speakers. Been too long, my niggas ready to eat. I'm unleashed now. Now I got the glow, I'm about to eat now. Now all of y'all listeners hear the street growl. K Reese. Stand for something, evolve anything. That's what the OGs told me, so I listen. Real riders don't fold under pressure. We become the diamonds people mention. I'm the rose in the concrete. I'm the diamond from the rose.
Hot facts, people, hot facts. So thought. Now, for everyone that's been watching my channel for a long time, this is not your normal live. This is not your normal live. I'm not doing any promos. I'm not doing any of that except for my daughter. She painted this, and it looks great. Ava Reese. That's the only promo I'm doing right now. That is the only promo I'm doing right now. I got something to say to Rick Rubin. I got something to say to Rick Rubin out there. Since you want to start bringing in the race thing, you Jewish. It's not a white or whatever thing. I already broke down everything, and I got a message from my deputy TFT, my white homie up there in Fresno. He said, "You right too." He said, "Don't forget to mention how people say that the Arabs and Middle Eastern people don't tip." Now, I know I've been in restaurants and all you drivers, man, I'm going through the Middle Eastern house, man. I don't even know why. I'm about to cancel this order. Everything I say is real. Big shout out to TFT, my deputy. White dude, by the way. But this is for Rick Rubin. Always cherry pick is Rick Rubin. In case you guys didn't know, always cherry pick is Jewish. So we're going to play the race thing. He's Rick Rubin. People say, why are you calling him Rick Rubin? Well, he said that he taught UDM everything. He's the king of Florida. He makes more than everyone. And he's all of that. So if you know who Rick Rubin is, people, you guys know Def Jam, and you got Russell Simmons, you got Run DMC, you got LL Cool J, you got all of that, right? Rick Rubin is the person behind the scenes that is the mastermind. So that's why always cherry pick is Rick Rubin. He's Rick Rubin because he's behind all the popular success that he says, what's up, DoorDash Revolution? He is behind all of the popular success that UDM has That's Rick Rubin right there. He's behind Def Jam, people. He is behind Def Jam. Let me I'm about to pull up a slide right now. Let me go ahead and get this ready. My phone did some weird thing. Did it go? Let me see. There we go. Now let me do it. Now let me do it right here. Now, whew, I got to give a shout out to Nitro Freak. I was questioning about subs. I was questioning about it again, and then Cherry Pick. You know, we saw his. I put his agenda out against Pedro, so he has directed it fully towards me. See, but people, you don't understand. I am a loaded machine gun. I am a loaded machine gun who's ready for any battle out there. And if you heard the song that just played, that's exactly how I feel. My brother said it all. He said it all. Now, I'm going to bring this up right now. Share this video file. Because I have to. Screen recordings. I just did it. Let me see. Okay, so I'm going to show you how many, you call those super chats? How many super chats I've done. Got a super chat right here. They're both on March 6th, and I thought I did one on Kim's, but I did not. I paid for my YouTube Premium twice. I got the month for free, and then I paid twice. And then I paid a super chat on March 6th. That was, it says super chat. You see that there? This is my activity on purchasing on anything as far as how it goes. I have purchased 2 super chats, and one was I told Pedro thanks, and he was like, you didn't have to. And then it's the same day. So I think I did another one because I forgot, it was something said, and I came back in. I was in the chat, but there was something said, and I gave 5 more. And those are both on the same day during it was after our thing, our right. It was actually right before our interview. I went into his chat. Whatever the March 6th chat is on Pedro, you guys can go back. You guys can now timestamp this and check this for actual factual dates. March 6th, Pedro had a live. You can go and see I was in the live and I gave these super chats. $5 and $5, which means that's $6 that he got from Reese. Okay. This goes into me trying to buy people or do whatever else that you guys have tried to say. Rick Rubin, take that stuff somewhere else, please. Now, I'm going to show you guys, and Jada Kansas said, no one cares if you're buying subs or anything else like that, but I beg to differ because I have to be all the way true and genuine to what I do, Jada Kansas. Okay? So I'm going to show you guys. This is all for educational purposes. I'm going to show you guys some clips from Nitro Freaks live that he had with people who started their channels. One person's only had a channel for 4 months and has got almost 30,000 subs. So we're going to get into all of to how people do it and all of that by these 2 dudes coming out to explain what happens in the real world when people are actually out there doing it. And this goes all the way into you're going to hear one guy what he says about he's spending $7,000 on super chats, and they do that when they try to keep everything in the family so people can look at super chats and get other people to go ahead and join. We're going to see all of that. This is something that I don't do. What's up, Wesley? What's up, Wesley? This is something that I don't do. But when people accuse someone of something, I'm going to show you what the real people actually do. And my numbers and everything that I have always proven are there. I even got people saying that, hey, just because your sub count there, your numbers, that doesn't mean nothing. That lets me know that that is someone that buys subs. And the person that left that, let me go ahead and read the comment. I will be exposing every single person that makes these comments and everything else like that. People, I'm in other communities where these things happen. Okay. And the people that make the comments about it and say all this other stuff. Let me see. Sin City said, LOL at the end when I had cherry pick mouth open like this. He thought that was funny. This is from Ruby Q Public. Sounds like someone just made that name up. It might be always cherry pick. You know, he just makes up names to come at you. Subs do not equate to views necessarily. That is the nature of YouTube. I have subbed to channels and watched only a few of their videos, but stayed sub for a long time. So this is someone that is speaking between the lines. Subs don't equate to views necessarily. And people are like, well, what does that mean? I have two people here that have came out of the closet, people, to actually educate people. So I'm gonna stuff all of this buying sub stuff out of the window, because none of you guys have access to people who are actually willing to go ahead and do this. I'm going to show you guys right now. Okay? Pay attention to this. Pay attention to these people. And I'm not in this category at all. But there's a lot of you who are.
One friend, I'm not going to mention his name here, he got me monetized, which was all good. Everything was fine. But I did spend about, truthfully, about $400 to get monetized, which was way too much money. But my channel did get monetized, and then I did start getting revenue. But then as time went on, it continued. Then people were telling me that, oh, you should, spend $100 for 1,000 subscribers. So I was thinking that doing that, you would get more revenue, because people would be drawn to you because you have a bigger channel. But the part where I was wrong was, when you do have a larger channel, I don't know exactly how they do it, because I just always went to that and I paid. Me and Keith both did that. But what I was always seeing was that there wasn't really that much money to get back. It was gradually growing, but it wasn't until I I met you, Nitro, and when I met the people that I met, and then you, and then eventually I started meeting more people on YouTube, and I started supporting. But it wasn't truthfully until when Keith Jenkins started coming to my channel that I really started seeing real revenue.
29.99.
And so that's just, a lot of big YouTubers do that too. The big YouTubers.
So naturally, you're admitting that the majority of the revenue you were making was pretty much solely coming from Keith, right? So yeah. it would be safe to say, and I get what you're trying to say. You kind of had people lead you down a wrong path to say, look, if you pay this much money, it's going to put big numbers on the board. When outsiders see that, they're going to think you're a bigger channel. That's a potential to bring more people in to earn you revenue, get super chats, but you never saw that, correct?
No.
Okay, people. So when people try to talk about people buying subs, people, we are looking at how it actually works, from how it works with a tree line, on how they do, and they support each other with the money and the super chats to go ahead and get more subscribers and things based upon that. Let's talk about buying subs for real, since you want to go ahead and throw me out there. Let's go ahead and talk about it, because all my views, I have not done anything. but we're going to talk about what other people do. And you are part of Rick Rubin. Rick Rubin, you are part of the background on this, Rick Rubin. You are saying that you orchestrate these things and you guys are trying to get people monetized, and this is how you can do it by. Now let's talk about what you guys are really doing behind the scene. And then you get people that get suckered in. You get people that get suckered in and go support you guys and all this other stuff, and you guys don't do nothing back for them, and then they get exposed and not you guys. You see how this works? Let's talk about real buying subs, okay? Let's talk about it for real. And this is like whenever the talk shows used to be, they used to have the people sitting in the back and they disguise their voice and you don't know who they are, or they got them, wearing a mask on stage. These are people, or like even the infomercials late night when they have the real car thieves and the burglars breaking the cars and they're back there teaching you how to do it, but they're doing it with the police and stuff. These are actual people who are disclosing on how it all works for people who don't know. So when I talk about all my subs are real and everything else, I put out actual videos and my sub counts go in from what YouTube gives me. We got people that go and support by super chats, and they have these super groups like Super Friends, and then they support each other like that. Then when people see them supporting, then people go ahead and do that, and people sub, which is why Rideshare Rodeo gets 1 sub a day and no one else. Everybody else is inside that bubble that I've been talking about the whole time. And they got that dude. I clicked on it today, and right when I clicked on, I know Gary was up there, and he said, "What about this racial thing?" And then I got an order, so I turned it off so I can go ahead and do my deliveries. I didn't click on it, but then people, I told you guys, I got sources, man. People, they send me a message with Bud Soda talking about the racial thing. Let's report his A. Let's report his A. People, they have an agenda against me. Simply be like, literally. They have an agenda against me, literally, because I broke down the market from just the market and being the city itself. I broke the market down to your skill, your ethnicity, and everything. And by me breaking it down like that, I have done something completely wrong to where I'm bringing out the racial card. But truly, if you are telling someone, hey, I drive over there and I make money like this, and someone's like, man, I go over there, I'll make that money. Well, are you looking at the person? You're looking at the car? Are you looking at all of these other things that go into that? No. So I break that down, and you guys are mad because I broke it down how literally when you guys are doing your taxes, you guys are voting, they have you, I mean, you can disclose if you want your ethnicity and all that stuff. How do you think they get all these numbers? How do you think they get the numbers? Now, because I'm breaking down the market fully in detail, I'm breaking the markets down from just people saying my market. I'm breaking it down so people can understand exactly how to use certain things. I'm breaking the market down. And I'm breaking it down by how the market is set up. I break it down. Thank you, Tile Rob. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I break it down to much more than the market. And these content creators are getting mad because, oh, he's actually going to use the race thing when he breaks down the markets. Well, don't they use the race things when you're trying to buy your homes, what school you want your kids to go to, what jobs are there? Don't they tell you that all these certain areas and all this stuff does not go like all that other stuff? Yes, that's why that coffee in Colorado thing, that's why I played my brother music right there. We said Long Beach, North Side, yep, Paramount, that's where we ride, yep. You guys want to try to paint me like that? We actually put that stuff to real good use, and I can bring it to you like that. We got it like that too. Rick Rubin, always cherry pick. The Jewish dude stands behind rap. I told you Jewish people like rap because they can make all the money off of the artists who they can rob them and give them jewels, and then they take all the money because they are actually running everything and they do everything. That's what you said, Rick Rubin, always cherry pick. You said, I'm the mastermind behind UDM. I taught him everything. I'm the one that calls in late to trick the people into doing all this. You are Rick Rubin, and you are Jewish, and you are hiding behind the guy, and they said that UDM They say UDM has a radio station that he's a part of, and UDM is the man there. So Rick Rubin, the Jewish guy, is also tied to someone who was actually on the radio, and he has a podcast and everything else like that. So Rick Rubin, you are fitting these shoes. Rick Rubin, always cherry pick. Now we're breaking down how people actually do it, so the people behind the scenes like you make all the money off of these people like this. When these people are buying subs and they're doing it in your network, I'm breaking it down for you. I'm the only one that breaks it down. Remember that. I got bullets for you all day. Better ask somebody. And if you don't know what album that came from, you're not from the West.
So that kind of starts to make you wonder, okay, what's going on here? I'm wasting money building a channel that's really not going anywhere, correct? That's kind of what you're telling everybody. So you paid somebody $400 in the beginning to get you monetized, and for $400, what happened for that $400? Did you pay $400 to a specific person that promoted you and got a lot of people to come into your channel, but put the numbers on the board but weren't watching your content? Or did you pay $400 using a third-party site?
He actually did a really good job, and he's actually today is still my friend. He did a really good job. I got monetized within a month, and then I started seeing a little bit of revenue. So then I started making videos, but I didn't really see much money off the videos. But it wasn't until I started live streaming, then I met the people that I met in January. Then I started seeing the $5 super chats, maybe $2. And then eventually I got my first $20 super chat. And then I started realizing, oh, I'm making all my revenue from live streaming. So then I just continued on with the live streaming. And then I met more and more people. And then it got into be the summertime.
Hold on, Kelly, excuse me. I don't want to cut you off. Hey, what's in the box? I know you're in Germany. It's late. Don't.
And because I tried to do it organically with the videos, and
Sparkle cleans everyday messes, and it won't clean out your piggy bank.
Premium beans for a smooth and balanced cup. That's Green Mountain Coffee Roasters.
it just wasn't getting done. I was like, you know me, as a patient as I am, because of the way we were living, I was like, well, this is going to be it. So I went on Fiverr and started using Fiverr and Promulta. So I did that up until, when was I doing that? Up until about
So let me ask you, Promulta and Fiverr, two different sites, give you two different things.
Yeah.
So what do you use Promulta for?
For the views.
Views, yeah.
So Promulta is a view booster.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Fiverr does what? The subscribers?
Yes. The supposedly real active subscribers.
But Promulta can give you subscribers and likes secondary if you want.
Now, I want you guys to know that we went from, we this is how they're breaking down the views and the view count, and they're the views, the view counts, and the subs, right? They're breaking it down. These people, look, I got to give these people a lot of credit. It takes a lot of guts to do this. I'm serious. It takes a lot of guts to do what they just did. But see, we have, like I told people, we have a reference. We have a reference. You can go to Social Blade and check all of this stuff to back it up. That's what Social Blade does, people. And then when you get verified on Social Blade, I'm verified on 3 social media platforms. Okay? I'm verified. It shows all my verifications there, which means they are tracking everything on with what I do. Okay? He went in, now he talked about $400, right? $400. Someone helped him. He got monetized in 1 month, people. And then he said, okay, he went into the super chats. That's what I really want to get into, the super chats, because this is where Rick Rubin, my man, always cherry pick, the man behind UDM, which is like Run DMC in a way. He says he's taught him everything. He's done everything. And they are trying to get other people monetized and keep it like this. And I'm someone that went rogue and I'm not doing what there's. First of all, I was never a part of anything. I didn't even know who none of you guys are, so I can't be rogue. I just came in being Reese and Hot Facts. That's it. That's it. So when you accuse me of buying my subs, and literally I've been showing my analytics, and right when those videos first start blowing up, I start showing exactly what it's showing on my YouTube studio, showing you guys I am all the way factual and actual. So when you go and make shorts about me, telling people that I have proved that my subs are fake and all of this stuff, I'm telling you how, and you're about to see what happens when you have fake subs. You're going to see how they take them away and all of this other stuff. This stuff has not happened to me. The only sub that got taken to me in one lump sum is when they put the no work clause on me. And as you guys see, the no work clause is in effect. I said it way back then. And that's when like 200 and some people unsubscribed in one day when they said don't work with Reese. And you guys thought that was going to do something. But literally 2 weeks after that, the video with my daughter got 367,000 views and it got me 1,800 subs. So when that happened, you guys were like, oh, you guys didn't question nothing. Now you guys got Rick Rubin trying to be a hype man coming out here and trying to get you guys to believe that I am fake. I'm buying fake subs. No, I don't do any of that. But I'm going to show you how the man behind the scenes who makes all the money was making his money off of these super chats. Now, once these super chats go in, people, we don't know if they are putting into a pot how people do like fantasy football, or you're playing the fantasy game at your job when you're buying your squares. We don't know if they're putting money in there like that. We don't know. We don't know what they are doing once they do all of that. But I do know that when you have a chamber and you have these people that you guys are making a narrative with, and you guys get people to join in there, and super chats are funneling into all of that, we're going to see how much money someone can really spend on that and how that goes to your pocket right there. Rick Rubin, always cherry pick, said that you taught UDM everything and you are the man behind the scenes. Rick Rubin is the man behind the scenes. And I told you, you tried to do the race thing, so I'm going to do the race thing right. UDM, you said, is on the radio, okay? And you're Jewish, and so is Rick Rubin. So you're behind the scenes saying you're making all the money. So I'm about to show people how people like you make all the money from these super chats, Rick Rubin. Now let's listen to these dudes fully disclose, because I'm going to go through a little bit of Kelly, and then my main thing is going straight into my man Keith. My man Keith is literally, people, I have never heard of this before, and I'm like, this dude was dropping it. This dude was dropping it, and it's with the super chats and stuff like that. So we're going to get into that to see how the man behind the scenes can do it. But we're going to get into Kelly just a little bit more, because my man is disclosing, people. And I give these two a lot of credit. It takes a lot of credit to literally, this is like someone saying they use PEDs and they are speaking out like Jose Canseco. Ridiculous, people. Ridiculous. That's why I'm doing this. It's literally like PEDs, and these dudes are speaking out loud. So they're not liked right now for doing it.
Wanted to, but it's mostly for views. Yeah.
Yes.
So I know this is probably going to be a big question to a lot of people. What is that cost to get what you guys were getting? How does that work?
Hey, you want to go ahead, Kelly, or you want me to knock it out?
Hey, we'll get to you. Hang tight, brother.
Thousands of views, and he can make real money. Well, that
superior strength, fabulous fragrance, cherry blossom by Glad.
We've been going back to school for over 115 years. Ring the bell. The deli is open.
If you see my old videos, the ones I had, like, okay, there's, I think, 14.
$100 threshold at the end of the month. Even get
about that too, because I didn't make
a couple of 100 videos. You think you spent in super chats alone?
For right now, a little over 7,000. 7,000 USD. 7,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
7 G's in 3 months on
Yeah,
YouTube.
easy.
You're gonna spend that kind of money. You should be everybody's VIP.
Holy shit.
7,000. Yep.
VIP
That-
channel.
Now remember, guys, that's just in super chats. That's not counting what he was dropping on websites. So continue on with that.
Yeah. So me, I was doing the same thing with Kelly.
I gotta say this, people. Rick Rubin, you want to talk about me buying subs and all this other stuff? Let's talk about how people really buy subs. The man just said he dropped 7 racks in super chats, and my man's he has a channel. In 4 months, he's got 28,000 subs in 4 months by dropping 7 racks in super chats. Other people are looking like, oh, he's dropping it. They're coming subscribing because they're like, okay, we'll go do something. Maybe he'll drop something in ours. And boom, but you guys have a sector where all of your subscribers are all the same ones in your group. All those super chats that go into that group, you cannot tell me that you guys have not made up a business plan to where, hey, everyone throws this much in the pot and then whoop, 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 and yada, yada, yada on however else it goes. You can't tell me you guys aren't doing that. Since you guys want to accuse me of buying my subs, I'm going to accuse you guys of this is corporate theft right here. Bernie Madoff style. This is what I am accusing you guys of doing. Now, I want you guys to really show and back this up on how it's not true, how I can show all my analytics. I want you guys to bring up all of your super chats, all the people that go into your groups, all the ones that do the super chats who are people that really have a good connection with you guys. Let's look at how close they are to try to get monetized. Then let's see how they sprinkle that down. Let's see how they sprinkle that down, and let's see how much money goes into you and how you're trying to get your subs. Let's talk about real buying subs. When I watch John McCallion occasionally drop $100 on Pedro's talking about pay it forward, and then he types that. People, do you know what pay it forward means? Hey, man, John McCallion just dropped $100. People, go ahead and subscribe to John McCallion. He just dropped $100. You know he talks about this and that. It's a very great channel. The dude just paid you $100, and you just got him to get some subscribers. Let's talk about how you guys buy subs. Let's talk about how you buy subs, since you want to accuse me. Since you want to accuse me and all of my numbers are validated. People, I am almost platinum right now. You know, when you're a music artist, 500,000 is going gold, going a million is platinum. I am almost platinum in under a year. Do you know that in the music industry, Rick Rubin, you'll be trying to get a piece of me all you want? And guess what's happening, Rick Rubin? You are trying to come at me in all these ways because you're trying to get a piece of Reese and you're making it all up. And I figured out that you are not Hot Facts with Robert Reese, and I broke that down in my short. And I have a screenshot of the live because Revolution has it in private now. But I took a screenshot so I can see everything that you were typing. I'm going to put that in a short also. And you went up there telling people and questioning people in his live about my subs. And now you're coming out doing this. So all my stuff is verified. Now I'm going to break down the little scheme and pyramid scheme, the MLM that you guys have going on within YouTube for yourselves. And I want you guys to say it's not true. How about I accuse you guys of the almighty high? Nitro Freak, people. Nitro Freak. Nitro Freak is the one that got these two to disclose. And let me tell you, it took a lot because the dude down there, Kelly Caldwell and Nitro Freak, went into super enemies. And I'm not even going to talk about the lives that were up on what we witnessed watching these lives. I'm not going to go into any of that. All I'm saying is that a lot has happened, and he actually got the man to sit down and fully disclose And this right here is big, not only for the gig world on the MLM that they have put up there, but this is also big for the whole whoever's on YouTube. You guys got to pay attention to this stuff. And a lot of you guys subscribe to channels just based on the numbers itself. Okay. And that's why Social Blade is there, so we can go back and verify and then fact check before you hit that button. Yep. Nitro Freak, here we go. Here we go, not Nitro. Here we go, people. Nitro is in. Nitro is in. Here he comes. He got people to fully disclose. Keep my name out your mouth, people. Keep my name out your mouth. Listen to this a little bit, and Nitro's go hop on in.
I was doing, but I was doing it on a greater level, and I was spending. I'm gonna tell y'all the website: Promoter, Growth. I use Pfizer. I use Skyrocket Growth, and I use another one. So it's like 5.
Hey, you were definitely paying some employees' salary on running that site. Damn, bro.
Yeah, holy so shit. I was killing it, man. And I was using just like what Kelly was doing. I was using Promoter. I was buying views. If you see my old videos, the ones that had like 30,000 views, those all been boosted and stuff. And I use Growth for subscribers. Like I used to spend like just say 700 on 2,000 subscribers like that, and it just keeps going on and on and everything. Yeah.
What made me stop all of it was because I wasn't seeing a return on the money on the views.
Yeah.
That's when I said, well, it's just not worth it. Like for Promoter, you could promote to 1,500 views, but then you don't get paid no revenue. So I was like, well, why am I going to do that?
Yeah, see, and that's what people need to see. You can take one video and buy 100,000 views on it. But are you going to make any money off that 100,000 views? You're not going to make a dime. You don't make nothing because they were a boosted video. They're not legit views from any real human being. So you earn nothing. You earn nothing whatsoever.
That's horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
And, for me, what made me really stop, I think, Kelly, but Nitro, I don't think, what made me really stop when I was doing all the super chats and everything, I lost money in the stock market. I lost 20,000 in a day. So that really, shit sucked when I was like, man, I need to relax, dude, because you're right. Because I might have to file for bankruptcy because I was spending so much in super chats. I was losing so much money in the stocks. Then, and just going through savings, it was just, everything had to come to halt.
Oh, oh my good people. Oh my goodness, people. That's where I want to get to. And now when you accuse somebody of buying subs, you got to break it down on what the hell you're talking about, because my stuff is all real. Now this super chat stuff, people, my man said he had to slow down when he lost 20 racks in one day because he was going super hard on the super chats. Now, check this out, people. When you have people and these chat channels where this person is like the main one and it goes like this, and you watch all the super chats that go in and you watch the branch on how it goes down, you cannot tell me that there is no business going inside there for all these people. And you got someone like Keith right there that is dropping it down. Now, you guys know how I feel. I'm a stat man. If there is 1, there's 10. If there's 10, there's 100. If there's 100, there's 1,000. So check this out. Let's say these people let's say there's 3 Keiths inside there that go and do that, and that's inside their little realm of how they are doing that. And he gets all these buying subs. He gonna get the shout outs, to everything else, and you guys do that, and that's how you guys are buying your subs, and that's how you guys get whole groups monetized, like literally, like so fast. You guys are, and someone is in the head, and the pot trickles down, or I don't know how you guys do it with kicking in like it's a lottery pool. I don't know how you guys do it, but you cannot tell me that is not a business that is going on. You cannot tell me. So when you talk about buying subs, man, I'm going to break it down to the real. Now, this is Nitro Freak right here. This is the man that got 2 grown men to fully disclose about, oh my goodness, people, they went in there and like literally they got out. They're not in jail. They're walking free. They got immunity. They went and fully disclosed, people, and they told what no one will ever do. First of all, Nitro, how the hell did you make that happen?
What's up, my man, Robert Race?
Yes.
Let me tell you. So how this all happened, it took a lot of work. It really did. It wasn't easy to do. This was, I want to say, almost a 3-month thing. Do you remember when you first met me and you first came across Kelly and we were up on Sherry Cardwell's panel? That's kind of when this all started.
Okay.
How this all came about, Keith didn't come into the picture later. I knew Kelly before I knew Mr. Keith Jenkins, who, by the way, is a very, very great guy when you get to know him. He just made some mistakes. Yeah, we'll talk about that. I don't know how much time you got. It's kind of a long story that I could try to.
We got time.
Okay,
we got time.
So what happened was Kelly, this guy, I found him on YouTube. Just found him accidentally. He was claims to be in an I Help You Grow stream, and I come across his channel. I think it was recommended through YouTube, and I clicked on it, went in, watched a couple of the guy's streams, and just had to, would sit in his streams and listen to what he talked about. And because of my government background, I deal with a lot of liars and bullshitters and scam artists. I picked up on it right away within like the first 10 minutes of sitting in this guy's stream to know that something wasn't right. And what I ended up doing, because I know a lot about YouTube, and part of my channel is where I expose people like this year after year after year. It was very easy to pick up after going and analyzing his channel and looking at all his drop content, what he was getting for views, sitting in his live feeds and seeing what he had for an average amount of people that would come in and view his streams, looking at his social blade, and then looking at his sub count. And it was very, very easy to see just way too many inconsistencies on the channel to know that this was not an organically built channel. There was no way in hell possible that it was. And the funny thing was, I actually had been friends with this guy for about the first maybe 3 weeks that I was visiting his channel. Like I would literally, I subbed to him, and when I saw him go live, I'd get the notification. So every time he would go live, obviously I would get a notification. So naturally, at random times I would pop into his streams, and I would sit and talk with him, and I would talk with a lot of his viewers. But what tipped me off and what kind of really teed me off and to really start digging into this guy's background and his channel was he was one of those people that with looking at all the proof, the views, the numbers, his social blade not adding up, he was the type of person that would sit on his streams and do 2 streams a day, and it was the same repetitive thing that was coming out of his mouth, that he grew his channel 100% organically. And in fact, all 21,700 subscribers that he has, he would claim were all real people that supported his channel. Now, when he said that, that was when the light bulb went off in my head, and I'm thinking, okay, I've been to YouTube for quite a few years now. I have a very small channel. In fact, Mr. Robert Reese, you actually have almost 60 more subscribers than I do on this channel right here. We know what it takes when you are doing a channel organically, the time that it takes to reach 10,000, 15,000, let alone 20,000 plus subs. Most people cannot reach 10,000 subs in a matter of 5 years, 10 years, even 15 years the right way by just putting out content, meeting people in the hopes that people are going to subscribe to you. Now, these gentlemen watching you replay my live, you heard from them. Keith Jenkins' channel, even to this day, is only 4 months old. And he's at like
that is the mind-boggling thing right there.
We're gonna get to that.
4 months old.
Because I talk to him every day on the phone. He actually has become a very close friend of mine. And he even was in the beginning before I knew what he was doing. I gave him a little more leeway than Kelly, and I'll get to that and I'll tell you why. So with these guys, as you've seen, Keith Jenkins' channel is only 4 months old. Kelly's channel just recently, like a week or two ago, hit a year old. And the funny thing is, like I said, when we started out being friends and just talking, I used to listen to him all the time, talk about how organic his channel was and this and that. And, you know, one day I went into his stream and I just started asking questions. And obviously the questions that I was asking hit a nerve because it made the light bulb go on in his head that, wow, a year later, somebody has finally caught on to what I'm doing. Others may have and may just blew it off and didn't say nothing. Me knowing that his channel is only a year old, only knew him for roughly a couple of weeks, I started asking questions because the things that he was saying on his daily live streams didn't make sense and they didn't add up. So naturally, when I started doing the digging, we can all probably attest and agree that when you have a channel that has over 20,000 subs on an average, and let's not even say an average, let's go on the low side of numbers. When you do any pre-recorded content, you should definitely, with over 20,000 subs, your pre-drop content premieres that you do, you should have no problem on your worst day, should be able to get a few thousand views on it. Maybe even as far as 10,000, getting half amount of views that you got subscribers. But when you looked at his channel, he couldn't even do that. The average views that his pre-recorded content would get would be anywhere from 200 to 300 views. He wasn't even averaging 800, 900, or 1,000, which
And
that
you know
is
what? I went and checked that too because after I saw that the live, I said, hold up. When they talked about the view booster and all that, I went and checked his short set section out because we know that recently he started doing the weird shorts. He's dropping the quarters on the car, but that one got like 300,000 views on it. And I'm like, but see, I still, even though dropping quarters on the car is weird and short, I know it can blow up like that. But since, you know, the live, you know, the view boosters, you know what I mean? Like I still, even though they fully disclose, I'm like, I don't know. But I go back and all the ones before, the shorts were not like that. The shorts were not like that, and the videos were not like that. Yeah.
And that was one of the big key things for a lot of us that were looking into his channel. We just knew right off that when you're only averaging 200 to 300 views on your content, there's something not right there. There's no way that with 20,000 subs that you can have that horrible views. It's not even morally possible. But even better yet, the guy goes live every day. And the funny thing is that his average people that would come into his lives would only be roughly about 8 to 13 on a good day. On a good day. Okay.
Right.
You should be able to kick a couple of hundred people in your live streams if in fact you had 20,000 real supporting people. Now, even we could also debunk that, and let's look at it from the total flip side. Even if people were legitimately just subbing to you and not really coming into your lives just to sub you to put numbers on a board, with 20,000 subs, you should still be able to break 100 people or better at all times in your live streams. And he'd never been able to. I mean, the highest he ever had would be anywhere from 20 to 25. And that would be with the majority of my community being in there on his live streams, listening to him talk how he talked and tell lies. Now, I dug all this info up, kind of played around with it. I knew something wasn't right, but it wasn't till me and him started having beef that when I was going into his channel, I was telling him, I said, look, I don't care what you're doing, man, but just be honest about it. So if you're boosting and buying subs, then just be honest about it. People will commend you for being honest, because nobody probably really gives a shit that you're boosting or buying. But the fact of the matter is that you're sitting up here lying on a daily basis, telling everybody that that's not what you're doing, when we exactly know that that's clearly 100% what you're doing, and then telling everybody that I'm lying. And that's where I had a problem with it, and that's where me started butting heads, as he started telling his people, oh, don't listen to Nitro Freak. He's full of BS. I'm not boosting. I swear to you guys, I'm 100% organic. That infuriated me more and more, that you have newbies that are going to find your channel and you're preaching that you're organic when you're really not. You're telling people where to go to drop super chats to get support when you're leading new creators down a wrong path because of what he was tied up in certain groups. He was trying to get other people to pay money to the people he was paying money to that were supposed to be giving him support. So you go in, drop a $50, $60 super chat. There's a ringleader of that. And if you, I can't remember in that live how much we covered it, but I'll tell you this, how it works, because I see it happening with you. Now, I've been kind of out of the loop for a while. I've missed a lot of your last lives and couple of videos, but I've been trying to get caught up on your stuff. And I come across this random cherry picker name I saw where you tagged me in a post. I came in today and watched that. I see what these guys are accusing you of, and I'm going to tell you like this. This is exactly what happened to me. I'm 100% legit. Earn my step every way in YouTube, okay? And I'm going to tell you like this. This is exactly what Kelly was trying to do with me. Because I found him out and was exposing him, he then wanted to go into his live streams and tell lies to take the attention off of him, and said, well, let's look at Nitro Freak. This guy's boosting. He even accused me of paying people to super chat me money. I'm like, well, let's break that down, okay? We can debunk every lie that you're telling your people, because, again, I'm not the one on trial here, Kelly. You are. And this is what happened. He knew he was busted. He knew I had all the facts. Where I had solid proof was him and Keith Jenkins were friends before me and Keith Jenkins was. When I linked up with Keith Jenkins and we became friends, Keith Jenkins on a 3-hour phone call one day admitted to me that, hey, you're not going to hear it out of Kelly's mouth, but he knows you got his number. He knows you've exposed him. So I'm going to tell you right now, Kelly has admitted everything to me. Kelly's the one that introduced me to boosting. Kelly's the one that helped me boost, tell me where to go, what websites to use. I know all his dirty little secrets. And now I'm telling you how it was all done. So before I ever let Kelly know that I had all the proof, I just let him keep talking. I already knew what was going on. I already had the phone conversation with the person that outed him and proved his lies to be, in fact, false of what he was saying about me. He even told that the stuff he was saying about me was not true because he was angry that I was exposing him and making him look like a fool to his viewers. And like I told Keith, he did it to himself, not me. You want to falsify your numbers, fine. But when you get called out on it, don't sit there and say you're legit, because I'm going to get you. This is what I do, okay? This is what I do. Everybody around the world that watched this live feed was shocked that I actually got both of them up there. It wasn't so much for Keith. Keith was only up there because Kelly wanted him up there to make him feel more comfortable. Kelly was the one that
watching you. Look, I was watching you from two separate accounts. I was on my PlayStation in the room on my first account, and then I was so baffled. I said, "Hold up!" Like I had to put it on both. One had a lag behind it, so I can hear you again real quick. And I was like, "Hold up, I'm not man." But people, are you listening to how you see? He knew both of them, and it funneled into him. I'm telling you, people, it got turbulent. Now, explain how you got them both, like, to want to go on that day, like, to agree, like, yeah.
Okay, I'll get that. Let me answer a question real quick. Alaska Guns and
Which one? Let me put. Which one?
Was Kelly making a lot of money from his super chats? He was making $0. He made nothing. And I'm going to tell you how that's going to fit into all this.
Oh, yes, please do. I know where you're going to go.
Yeah, he made absolutely nothing, and I'm going to tell you why. But how I got them to come up on the panel. So here's what happened. Before this panel happened, a week prior, I had another panel and had Kelly up on himself, okay? And what had happened was he contacted Keith and said, look, tell Nitro Freak, I'll get up on a panel with him if it'll get him off my ass and leave me alone. And I was like, look, the drama could have ended. All he had to come out was admitting about me and saying what I was doing when I wasn't doing any of that. Hundreds and thousands of people could contest to it that have been following me for years on my channel. I'm as real, raw, and as legit as they come when it comes to YouTube. So everybody knew me knew that the stuff that Kelly was saying was bullshit. So he wanted to have a panel. So long story short, I let him up on the panel. And I told him, I said, okay, now that I got you up on the panel, what is it that you want to say to everybody? All he wanted to do was what he tried to admit to was saying, well, I don't understand why people are calling me a fake and a fraud and that I'm not legit, because I am. I did make some mistakes in the first couple of months in my channel. And I asked him, I said, Kelly, what were those mistakes? He's like, I'm not going to come right out and say it. You know what I was doing. I'm like, no, that's the whole point of this. People want to know what you were doing because that's, as your name would be, the hot facts. That's what people want to know. They want to know the specifics. Were you boosting? Were you buying subs? Was that what you were doing? And he just kept sidestepping every question, kept telling lies and everything, trying to make it seem like after a year of his channel, being there, that it was the only first 2 to 3 months that he was doing anything wrong, when we all knew that that was a lie. He'd been doing it from day one. If you listen to the live feed last night, he just stopped it 5 days ago.
Right.
5 days ago. So that panel between me and him was just a bunch of bickering back and forth where I told him, look, man, just come clean, stop lying. You'll feel better. He didn't want to do it out of fear that he'd been lying to everybody, his own viewers, for so long, telling everybody, hey, I'm legit. I got nothing to hide. So now people are believing him. But then they see me coming in his chat, a bunch of my people coming in his chat, basically telling him, man, stop lying to everybody. You're not legit. Come up on my panel. Let's hear how legit you are. We'll ask you every question in the world. I want to see how you react to it. Let's really see how legit you are. So after being on that first panel, it was just lie after lie after lie. And I'm that's it. I'm done with this panel. Voted him off. Talked to my viewers for a little bit. Ended it. Then like another day or two went by, and his chat started getting filled up with a lot of random people from all over YouTube saying, look, man, stop telling lies about Nitro Freak. We know you're a fraud. We know you've been boosting. Your lives prove it. Your subs prove it. Your numbers prove it. Your social blade proves it. just stop trying to fake the funk and stop trying to make everybody believe that your channel's real when it's not. It's 100% all bought and paid for. He wanted to deny it and say that it wasn't, that it was only the first 3 months that he made mistakes. So how it got to be that panel last night to get both of them up there is Kelly kind of started seeing the light that every day that he was going live now, people were really hammering him in his live feeds. Like, he could not fire up a live feed and have 15 people in there calling him a fake, a fraud, you're a joke. I mean, they were just giving it to him. Everybody said, come clean, we'll leave you alone. We just want the truth. Stop lying to us. He didn't want to do it. So he must have started rethinking it, and it probably came to terms, said to himself, and he did. If you listen to live stream, he said, you know what? I just finally figured out one day that I'm not making any money. I've spent thousands of dollars and got nothing in return. I'm not getting monetization payouts like I thought I would. So I figured, hey, my channel's already destroyed. It ain't getting any better. It's just getting worse every day. So he contacted Keith. Keith called me, and Keith's like, hey, man, Kelly wants to come up on your panel. It wants to come clean. And I'm like, okay, whoa. I said, is this going to be the live of all lives where we're actually going to hear him come clean? Or is this going to be another one of the lives where he comes up on the panel and just tries to hide everything and make himself look good and not like, you know, a horrible guy? Keith's like, no, man. He wants to come clean. Said in fact, he wants to talk to you. So I added him on Facebook, and the night prior, I called him on Facebook. We had about a 2.5 hour talk, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to come clean. You know, I got to do it. You know, I want to apologize to you for all the lies I spread about you that weren't true. A lot of your viewers are starting to focus attention on you now, wondering if you were 100% true. And I said, look, man, that's the only reason why this beef happened. We wouldn't have all this drama because we didn't care that you were buying subs and boosting your channel. It's your money. You got the right to do whatever you want. What you were going wrong about it was lying to everybody, saying you were organic when you weren't. You were trying to get other people in on this scam to burn their hard-earned money when they weren't going to get any return out of it. So that's bad, man. You can't do that to people. You're going to destroy others people's channels, innocent people that are trying to emulate you and want to be big on YouTube. Because see, Kelly and Keith's whole thing was they want to be the biggest on YouTube. That's their mission. And they didn't care how they got there. They want to be the top dog with millions of subs, and they didn't care if they had to buy, pay. So moving forward, as you've seen, they both got up on the panel and they laid it all out. But the thing was, to get that to this point, I had to do a lot of work and really push and press this guy because he was maintaining the straight road, that he didn't want to come clean. And I get it. He was in fear that if he came clean and admitted to everybody that that were real people and not fake subs, his actual real people that followed him, would have found out that he was in fact a liar and he fooled everybody. So any human, you know, any man, any woman, when you're going to have that happen to you, you're kind of wondering, look, whatever I got salvageable on my channel, I can't tell these people that I'm fake and that I've been lying to them. They're all going to leave me. They're going to unsub, and then I'm going to have nobody. That's what he was in fear of, and that's why he kept the lies going for so long. But I had to talk with him. Keith had to talk with him, be like, look, dude, your channel's already done for. There ain't no salvaging it. You could try, but the fact of the matter is there ain't nothing organic on your channel. I mean, it really, if you look at it, his channel, the only about amount of real people that he has out of 21,000 subs is maybe 250 people that are real. That's it. The rest are all fake bought. So
it's like he was shooting up. He was shooting up before every baseball game. He was shooting up before every game, pretty much.
That's exactly how I presented it, and so did Keith on the panel. Said it's like a drug. When you start seeing those numbers raise and your channel's getting attention, it's like a drug. You do that first line of coke or hit that heroin needle the first time. When it wears off, you want more and you're going to do it again. That's why these guys were able to spend thousands of dollars and do whatever it took to get their channels to be as big as they could be. And the object was hoping that the more subs they got, people on the outside, because let's face it, when we search around YouTube, okay, and you see a channel that's got 40, 50,000 subs on the board, you're going to be curious to go see what this channel's about. You're thinking, wow, this channel's got a lot of subs. Let's see what his content's about. And naturally, that's what they were hoping would happen with their channel, but it didn't. What actually happened is what they were trying to achieve, it went completely south, okay, in a very horrible way. And getting to Keith, if you listen to the live feed, what he said, I basically sold my soul to the devil. That's exactly what he said. I sold my soul to the devil because I was willing to spend any amount of money that it took to get me where I'm at. But what he didn't realize was the amount that it was going to take. What really slapped these guys in the face, okay, talking about these guys that are accusing you, Keith and Kelly finally started seeing this when I kept preaching it to them before this live feed. I knew who they were paying super chat. So what these guys were doing, okay, more Keith, because Keith was dropping, Keith in 4 months has dropped over 10 racks. All right, well over 10 G's. Kelly, probably maybe a little over 3,000 because he didn't have the money. He had no job. Keith works 3 jobs, invests. He got money. He had the money to burn, so he was able to spend whatever it took to get him where he's at. And he still never completed the mission. And I'm going to tell you what happened, okay? So they started finding people on YouTube. And I'm not going to mention any names because you never know who's watching this, but there are certain channels in YouTube, and this is how it works. They charge you money. You go in and drop a $50, $60 super chat. They're following the money. They're not there to be your friend. What you're doing is you're dropping super chats to this channel who might have 50, 60,000 people. That's a big community. They got other people within that community that has 40, 50, 60,000 people. They all work together. So what they do is you find these channels, you talk with them, and they basically tell you, look, you come into our channel, you drop us 50, 60 bucks every couple of days. What we do is we take that money and we split it up amongst our community, and we say, okay, we're going to pay our community to go sit in your lives to boost your numbers. We're going to pay people to go view your videos to get the views so you earn revenue. So long story short, without really dragging it out, what these guys were doing, they were going to what I consider scam channels. They were paying people for support, okay? But what happened is they were not getting the support that they were paying for. These channels took their money and ran. Keith is no stranger. If you go back and watch some of my live feeds, Keith will come in, drop me $150 super chat, a $200 super chat, $180 super chat. My live feed last night, right out of the gate, $100.
Yeah, he dropped 100. Yeah, I saw that
right out of the gate. As soon as he come up on the panel, I was like, hey, I appreciate that, but you ain't got to do that, man. I ain't about the money. I don't care. I'm retired military. I got a retirement. I'm good, man. But he's like, no, man, I super chat you because you got a real legit community. We've seen it. We want to be like you. That's why we're coming clean, hoping that they can turn their channels around. But with the channels that they're running, it's a little bit too late. They need to really start over. But long story short, what they're doing is they were going to all these Promota, Fiverr, Pfizer, Tuber Chat, Tuber Buddy, Sub Me Now, all these third-party websites, and they would drop $300-$400 for 1,000 subs. They were boosting their views. you could go and buy 1,000 views per video for like 56. Opening up their eyes is when I kept telling them, look, you guys are dropping all this money, buying views, and you still ain't getting no views on your damn videos. You buying all these subs and you're still getting no views. You ain't getting nobody coming in your chat rooms. What the hell are you paying for? And they started seeing that. And that's what was like a frying pan hitting Kelly in the forehead. He's like, you know what? That's the whole reason I was boosting my channel, was hoping that people would see I had high numbers, would come in and super chat me, and I would get views. So I would earn money off of revenue, get watch time, get super chats, and make bank. He made nothing because, let's face it, guys, when you buy views fraudulently, when you buy subs that are basically bots and not real, those subs that you're paying for do not watch your content. So what does that mean? You're not getting the views. You only get paid on YouTube by how many views your content gets. Period. You can't count super chats. People can super chat you and you can make $1,000 in a day. But that's someone else digging in their pocket, giving money to you. It ain't you earning it on your channel. It's not the channel that's earning that money, because you got 21,000 subs, you got no views, nobody following you. You're not earning any revenue. You're not even hitting the $100 cap payout on the 15th and getting paid out by Google AdSense on the 21st. And that's what these guys, after a year of doing this crap, started saying, you know what? I'm chucking out money, but I ain't making no money. And I kept telling them, look, yeah, you're buying all them numbers. It looks good on your board, but it ain't earning you any money. What good is it having 50,000 subs if no one watches your channel? Right. What good is it having 50,000 subs when you do a live feed and you can't get but 8 people in there? That ain't going to draw attention. People are going to see that, and that's going to be a red flag and say, how do you have over 20,000 subs and you can't even pull in 8 people in your live feed? I do a live feed on average, and I've only got 3,040 subs. And on that live feed last night alone, I think we capped out at 81.
I was gonna say what I remember. Yeah, it was at least 77 to 80 from what I saw, and it's crazy because
it kept fluctuating between 75 to 80, 81. People were coming and going. But the live feed I did before that, when I had Kelly on that panel, had almost 100 viewers. And when that happened, that's when they started accusing me of boosting the views in my chat, my numbers. I'm like, look, guys, this is all legit community. I ain't boosted nothing. When you watch my panel, every single person in there is a human talking back and forth. That's how he was trying to say that all the people in my channel were fake. I'm like, go back and watch my live feeds from 5 years ago. The names you saw in my live feeds 5 years ago are the same names you're going to see now. All legit people that have been following me from 5 years ago. So I'm like, you can't sit there and say that these are fake people, because they're not. But now Keith was a little bit different, okay? Keith was one of those people that never been in YouTube, found Kelly, started his channel, and Kelly said, look, if you want to get big on YouTube, this is how you do it. It's going to cost you money. This is what I had to do. So he is responsible, really, for leading Keith down the wrong path. I'm not going to say Keith is 100% squeaky clean, because, yes, what he was doing was wrong. You're not doing it legitimately. But I will say this about Keith. Why we all never crucified Keith about it and we gave him leeway, he never got up on a live and said his channel was legit. He actually got up on a live feed and said, I paid for my whole channel. I'm going to tell you all that right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When I heard that, I was I said he didn't know. He didn't know. He literally was like, okay, is this what everyone's doing?
And that's what he thought.
He did not know. Yeah.
And the reason is because he was going into a lot of channels that were all fake channels, and that's how everybody built their channels, by buying subs. So naturally, being new to YouTube, him not knowing anything about it, he thought that's
He
what you
was
had to
singing
do.
like a canary. He just came out singing like a canary.
Yeah, he was just along for the ride. But see, what happened was what made Keith stop boosting is what I said earlier. That man would follow every channel out there in the book. It was nothing that if he saw that you had a big channel, he was going to drop you $150 to $200 super chat without even knowing you. He could have just found your channel for the first time and just drop you $200. He come in, say hi, hello everybody, boom, drop $200 super chat. Sub to you, leave, see that you go live the next night, come back in, drop you another $150, $180, $200. What he was doing was hoping that if people, he was hoping that people would follow the money. That if he saw that he was dropping large sums of money, that everybody would say, hey, let's go to this guy's channel and sub. Let's friend him, because now maybe he gonna come into our chat and drop $200 and we gonna make some money. That's what he was doing. The harsh reality for Keith was that you heard him talk about he was big into the stock market, and when whatever he was investing in crashed, he lost over $20,000 in one day. That was kind of like his play money for YouTube. So when that happened, naturally he stopped going into everybody's channels and dropping large sums of money.
That was kind of a good thing to happen. That was kind of good.
It was kind of
right there to blow on it.
It was a blessing in disguise for him. But here's where the harsh reality hit him. When that happened and he stopped going into everybody's channel, dropping large sums of money, he really saw the true colors of a lot of people, because everybody that was supporting him in the beginning, only because he was dropping large stacks of money in their channel, when he stopped doing that, they all abandoned him. They weren't pushing his channel. They weren't sharing his link. They weren't watching his videos. The only time they were having anything to do with him is when he was dropping large sums of money in these channels. And I told him, these channels that you're involved in, they're a scam. They're taking you for a ride, my man. They're lying to you, saying, hey, you drop us money, we're going to get you all the subs you need to reach that goal. And that's not what was happening. And it took him 4 months to realize that. Took Kelly a year to realize that. Kelly didn't nearly spend as much as Keith did. He was the one up on the panel that all in all, super chats alone in 4 months was over 7 G's. What it was, he didn't know without going into looking at it. It could have been 7,500, 7,200, but it was in the 7.5 range. Ooh. Now you got that just in super chats, and then that's when I asked him the question on my panel. I said, so now let's take away the super chats. All the third-party views that you were buying, subs that you were buying, how much do you think you dropped on that? He said probably a little over 3 G's. So all in all, we're well over $10,000 that we spent on YouTube. 10 G's in 4 months.
Oh my!
That man spent more money than some people working a full-time job making 4 months.
Oh my goodness! Now, people, when you guys are questioning me and you guys are just throwing this stuff out there, this is why I continuously go on my social blade to show you guys, to shut you up, because literally, people, it's just ridiculous. I only have 2 super chats and $5 a piece. That person made $6 off of me. Pedro. But dang, people, this is why I had to show what Nitro put up there. You want to start accusing people of buying subs? I'm going to let you guys know what real buying subs is all about. And
hey, it's easy. It's easy to figure out who's doing it and who's not. And I'm going to tell you, anybody watching this right now, I'm going to tell you straight up. You go into a channel and you wondering if it's legit or not, pay attention to the people that come into their lives and pay attention to the amount of views that they're getting on their content. You know automatically, and this is how you tell without a shred of doubt. You go in, you see a channel, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 subs, but they ain't gotten hardly any views on their content. When their live feeds that they do end and have been posted for a week, and you go back a week later and see what attention they got, are still only at maybe 300, 400, 500 views, you know that's a fake channel. You know they've been pushing it. Even better yet, when you go into their lives, they got thousands of subscribers and you can't pull but 10 people. Look, on an average, and this has been proven through YouTube. You can learn all about it. There's plenty of videos out there. You got a channel with 20,000 subs, all right? You should be, if your channel is exciting and it's reaching the people out there that you're hoping, you should be pulling in at least half on views of what your sub count is. If you can't even do that, either you just got people that are subbing you for the hell of it and they're not watching your content, or that person has been boosting their numbers. And I'll tell you like this.
Why I go back and I check out the concurrent viewers on my in the studio, and see my channel started off, and people are like, if you go back and check all my live, they started off with like 25 views, and now they're in the hundreds now. Sometimes it'll get 350, 380, but then 175 or 2 something is moving up. And I see
what you're seeing is growth, and that's what you want to see on these boosted channels. You don't see that.
Yeah, and I'm seeing that a lot of the time. I'm having like 25 concurrent. It says 25 concurrent. So these are people that are watching from start to finish. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right. So from having a whole live of getting 25 people in the whole live, you know, on like a whole view, now I'm getting the hundreds of views, but concurrently it's the 25, and the highest one I've had so far was 35 currently. That was the highest one I've had so far, and so that was just recently.
That's one of the most important analytics that you want to look at is your view percentage rate. There is actually an analytic on your dashboard where you can look at that, and it'll tell you. And when you do a live feed, if you got 50 people in there watching, all right, and you got an 85 to 95% view rate, that means the majority of all them people are staying watching that video from start to finish. The ones that are just passing through, if they're not watching your content faithfully, you'll have a very low view percentage rate. And those are a lot of the channels that are being boosted because they know that they're trying to get them view rates up. They're trying because that's what's also going to affect your RPM analytic. And that's where you can earn money as well on your RPM analytic. A lot of people don't understand that stuff. That's why I'm always telling people it's important. It's very important to learn how to read your analytics, because when you can do that, you can learn where your channel is failing or succeeding and what you need to do to improve it to make your channel make money. But naturally, you know, you're going to have a lot of people out there that want to always say, when you catch them boosting, they're going to try to turn it around on you, as you're seeing from what I understand, is what's happening with you now. But a lot of people don't want to admit that the sole purpose, see, super chats are meant for support. You throwing somebody a bone because you like their content. That's what super chats were intended for in the inception of YouTube when they released that feature. The sad thing is what people are using that feature for now is not for appreciation to a channel. They're using it as a way to pay other channels for support to build their channel fraudulently. And it has spiraled out of control so bad that that's what a good majority of people on YouTube today are doing now.
That's crazy, man. Gambling, it's a full business out there. People, I was so glad Nitro was able to get up here, people. So for all of you, please do not question my subs anymore. Everything is there. Go ahead.
I want to tell you this too, real quick. So another thing a lot of people like to bring up, which I didn't recently know this until I met Keith and he explained it to me. So you'll get a lot of people out there that'll say, well, if I was boosting, YouTube would take them subs away. That is not true, because there are websites out there that you can buy what's called non-droppable subs. And that is something new that is just came out. See, before, all right, when you used to go to these older websites and buy views, buy subs, when the algorithm caught that inconsistency in your channel, which is called overgrowth, if you're a channel that normally only gets 10 subs maybe a week, and now all of a sudden you're getting 100 to 200 a week, that puts a red flag on the algorithm. The algorithm starts looking at your channel, and naturally what happens is you start losing subs, because what the algorithm does is starts removing fraudulent views and fraudulent subs, any inconsistencies that it catches. But there are computer whizzes out there, I'll call them, that have now made up websites and found a way to encode and make subs that stick, that cannot be dropped by the algorithm. And it costs you a good amount of money when you go to them sites to buy these non-droppable subs. And how do I know about that? Is Keith said that's what he was buying. That's why that's what cost him so much money. He wasn't hitting these websites that 1995 gets you 100 subs. Okay, you spend 1995 for 100 subs. Them 100 subs, once they go up on the board, they're usually gone in a matter of days when the algorithm catches it as an inconsistency. You got to pay in the hundreds of dollars. Yeah, you're talking, you go in and drop $400 or $500 for 100 non-droppable subs. And that's what a lot of these people are doing. The newest thing coming up onto the market, you never used to be able to boost views on shorts. Your shorts can all now be view boosted, and that's what a lot of people are. And the reason why a lot of people are heavily doing that now is because with the new change for 2023, YouTube releasing that shorts is now going to be monetized off of your views.
Yeah, so 45%.
What do you think people are going to do? They're going to find any way in the world they can do to boost them views to earn that revenue. That's exactly what that's the new craze that's going on now. See, a lot of people don't know about this stuff because it doesn't come to light. A lot of people that are doing this stuff, they're not going to admit it because it is all violation of the community guidelines. There is a specific community guideline on YouTube that if you go read it, that tells you in depth. It is against the community guidelines to use any third-party site or any outside party that fraudulently boosts your subs, your views, anything to boost your content. You are in jeopardy if you get flagged for that YouTube can automatically take down your channel. And
you got those dudes to fully disclose like that too. Oh my goodness. You are the man. You are the man for that.
Hey, you just got to know how to talk to people, man. That's what I do for a living. So, I don't know. I think I've told you on your channel in the past when I've been up on your panel. What I used to do for the government is I was an interrogator for the military. So my background, I have to deal with liars to get the information that I want. I got to know how to talk to people to get the information I need for the U.S. military. That's what I did for 22 years. That ain't nothing new to everybody that knows me. It works into my advantage. I mean, you'd be surprised. Just some people are not very strong-will-minded to maintain and stay silent. Okay, it took a little while. Keith was the easy one. Okay, because Keith came out and said, "Nitro Freak, I know when you looked at my channel, you probably already knew that
he got like 14 videos.
Yeah,
he's got like 14 videos.
You got 28,000 subscribers on 14 videos. Come on, you ain't got no content to watch, bro. Nothing. There ain't nothing there." He's like, yeah, I mean, he just admitted to me when he's like, "Look, man, I don't want you on my ass. I know what you're capable of." I'm just going to come out and tell you right now, my whole channel was bought from start to finish. I mean, Keith divulged that information quick. Kelly, you know, he he was the hard one because he had been lying to everybody for so long that I think he actually believed his own lies for the longest time. I mean, he was good at
You said he lost
maintaining
1,500 subs in one day?
So, do you remember when you showed his social blade on your channel that time?
Oh, yeah.
His social
Yes.
blade showed that. Remember, it showed a
Yes,
$1,500
it did
sub
show
drop.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
Oh,
right there was a clear indication, a big red flag that there was something
yes.
going on in his channel. I'd never seen a single YouTuber in existence to lose 1,500
Yeah.
subs overnight. And what it was is the algorithm caught those fraudulent subs and they deleted them all. What did he do? He went out and spent another $500-600 for another 1,500 subs. But what he did is he went to one of them sites and bought the non-droppable ones.
Non-droppable
You got to pay more money for the non-droppable ones. When you only pay $20-30 on a regular website, they can't guarantee you that they're going to stick or disappear. They tell you that on the website. It's a gamble. But now you can find these other websites out there that buy the non-droppable ones. There's another gentleman out there that built his whole channel to 100,000 subs. In fact, when I found this guy, he started out with 8,000 subs when I found his channel. 8,000. And in a matter of 3 months, went from 8,000 to 100,000. There ain't no way in hell you did that legitimately. Anybody can see that. So,
oh my goodness.
Without releasing any names, I talked to a person that knows that person and gave the information of how he made that happen. There are people on YouTube that use this as a business. So that person that went from 8,000 to 100,000, it cost him 6 G's. He paid somebody to boost his channel from 8,000 to nearly 100,000. It can be done in a matter. Hey, people now can get monetized in a day. It all just depends on how deep your pockets are and what you want to spend.
That is ridiculous. Oh, I gotta thank you too, by the way. Now I got you here. Now, there was a live you had, and you said that there was someone that had a channel and something happened or some accusation with some minor thing, and then they came back, and it's the same voice, and named Lexus or something, new name Lexus RoboCop or something, whatever else it is.
Yes.
I thank you because I never knew that and was in here making, writing in my chat and everything. And I said, hey, the rule is unless you can go ahead and show me something that proves you, I cannot have you participating in my chats. So I thank you because I did not know that at all.
Yeah, he has now completely disappeared from YouTube. What happened with that was he actually was a moderator on my stream. He was a moderator on a lot of my friends' stream. We only found that man about 5 months ago. We didn't know his background. He was just a YouTuber that came in, always supported my channel. Didn't think nothing of it. He was always respectful. He was always nice to everybody, always helped promote everybody's channels. So naturally, you wouldn't think anything that the man was doing wrong. Come to find out, this guy was a pedophile.
Oh,
nobody knew it. What had happened was another YouTuber used to know Lexus, but at that time, this was 2 years ago, Lexus was underneath a different name. He went underneath the name Raider Nation Sam, okay? And they all played like Xbox online together. Something happened and somebody recorded a live feed that Lexus did when he was underneath the name Raider Nation Sam 2 years ago. But he did a live feed admitting that he was a pedophile. He liked little boys and girls and conned him into sending them, bad pictures of little kids and all this. Nobody knew this until it took this person that was a moderator on his channel, his old channel 2 years ago, stumbled on to Lexus's new name and new channel, was in his live feed and said, "This is strange. I recognize that voice and I recognize that room that he's streaming from." And it was the same room where he did the admitting live saying that, yes, I'm a pedophile. I like this. I mean, he gave all the dirty, nasty facts about everything. And this person caught onto it and he found the video. Showed the video all around, showed old videos from their Xbox days. And I mean, there was no denying it. They found him out quick. But what Lexus did, when he got outed 2 years ago, everybody's like, dude, you're sick. You need help. We're not following you no more. Nothing. Well, when that happened, naturally, he left YouTube for 2 years, changed his name, thinking that everybody forgot about it. He resurfaced up underneath a new name, was befriending everybody. And when he got busted, he's now disappeared, deleted his account, and gone now. But we all did the same thing. He popped up into my live one day, and I said, look, I ain't even going to talk about the situation, man. You never did nothing wrong to me. You were always respectful, but I'm taking away your moderator status. I have to block you from my channel. You are not welcome in here. I do not condone that. I cannot have you in here. He didn't say nothing.
You got to separate yourself instantly. Yeah. You got to separate yourself.
He didn't say nothing. He left and never came back. And hell, that was nearly almost a month ago now, and nobody's heard or seen from him since. So yeah, it just goes to show on YouTube. No matter who you think you know, you really don't know somebody. I mean, we could take me as an example. Most everybody knows me as a 7-time combat war veteran, naturally honest, all-around nice guy. Yeah, I could be a mass murderer. You would never know it, I could have bodies hidden in my house or whatever. I mean, that's not something just somebody says, hi, hello, this is my background. This is what I've done. I mean, you don't really know somebody. But right. One thing we have learned is that you can't hide on YouTube. If you've been on here before years ago and you did something wrong, YouTube is a small world. Somebody going to recognize you 2-3 years later. And that's what happened with him. He thought that he could just delete his channel, disappear. Nobody would recognize who he is or give it a second thought. But when he popped up 2 years later, he was just all over the internet, in everybody's live feeds. And it took one person to recognize him. See? And they had all the proof in the world to show, look, these are the pictures of that same bedroom. I didn't believe it at first, but there was one telltale sign that sunk his ship. When I looked at the video where it was him sitting in that bedroom in front of the camera, I'm a very observant person. When I look at somebody's live feed, I'm so observant. I'll look at the hand on the clock clear across the damn room, and I'll know what time it is. I get that in depth when I look into somebody's background. I'm gonna tell you how I figured out that that's who that was, is because I'd been in a lot of his current live streams. I knew everything that was in that room. Now there were things that were changed to that room today from what it was 2 years ago. But the video from 2 years ago, the thing he forgot to do, it's a small square room with a window in the middle of the center of the room. It was a different bed. In the previous video there was a door along the wall. And in his new streams, there was a bookcase in front of the door, hiding the door, changed to a different bed setup. But when you looked at the room and looked at the window, you couldn't miss that. But that wasn't even the key thing. What he forgot to do He thought that when he came back to YouTube, he would change that room so nobody would recognize it, but he didn't take the fucking pictures off the wall that were in the live stream from 2 years ago, that were in his live stream every day 2 years later. The exact same pictures in the same position. I mean, it's like, dude, you tried to cover that room and make it look new, but you forgot one important thing. So in the old video, there was 2 pictures, one on each side of the wall, and they were the same picture. It looked like something you could have bought at a Walmart, just regular home decor or whatever. But it was 2 of the same picture, one on each side of the window. In his videos 2 years later, he took the one on the right side of the window down, but left the one on the left side up. And when you brought up the video from 2 years ago to his new streams and put them side by side, you take away the bookcase and the bed, and it was the dresser with the mirror was the same, the chair he sits in, the pictures on the wall, everything was identical. There was no mistake in that. No, because we did give him the benefit of the doubt, and we said, well, you know, it could be the same room. It's a different bed. Nobody could see the door, but what I had to do is I had to do a still picture of one of the videos and blow it up on big screen, and I saw the doorknob to the door behind the bookcase, so I knew that door was still back there. So all he did was try to put a bookcase in front of that door, because in the old video from 2 years ago, there wasn't a bookcase there. You could see there was a door leading to another room, or it may have been a closet. But what he did is he put a bookcase up in front of that door, took the bed, put different bedspread and sheets on it, switched it around so that the headboard being on one end is now on the other end, took one of the pictures down off the wall, but forgot to take the other down.
Got the other one.
Had he taken down that picture, there might be a discrepancy really to say that could be, but there's no definite way. But that picture gave it all away. Because it was it was a very distinctive picture that, you know, you would recognize when you saw it from 2 years ago to today.
I thank you for that information, because literally when I was watching your live, I said, hold up. I said, I know that name. I said, I've seen it in my chats. And then I was like, hold up now.
Man,
and then I was like, no, the information came.
Mr. Reese, it was just as shocking to you as it was to all us, because there ain't nothing more shocking than to sit there and find out that somebody you knew for so long that you entrusted in turned out to be what they weren't. That's what the slap in the face is. You know, we never ever gave the man any flack because he was always a respectful guy, but even being the nicest guy that he was today doesn't condone what he was doing years ago, you know, and a lot of us just couldn't get past it. We weren't going to make an issue of it. We just wiped our hands of it and said, look, man, you're not welcome in our streams. We're not going to out you. We're not going to talk shit to you. We just want you to go. You're going to be blocked from the channels. Just please don't return. He left quietly because he knew he was busted. He knew he was. He knew we all recognized it. We'd all seen the video. There wasn't a damn thing that he could say or tell a lie to weasel his way out of it. So the only good thing was that he left quietly. He deactivated his channel, and ain't nobody seen from him since.
Ooh, what's up, Rev? I see you hopped in here with the Memphis hat on. You representing your area.
That's
what's up, Rev?
How you gentlemen doing today?
Well, doing all right. You know, the live started off. I had to address a couple things. You know, I had to address the Rick Rubin, the dude accusing me, and he's behind the scenes. And I had to bring out how the real buying of the sub goes when you're in that, you know, you got the little platform going. Nitro hit that video, was great. Nitro came in and dropped some more jewels on that one. So, you know, I had to use that to really bring everything out. And right now I have to give him thanks about what he just said. And this was crazy because it ties into that. You don't know who people are. You got people out here with fake channels and all this other stuff. All this stuff ties in. Speak, Rev.
Now, appreciate everything that has been done. And the thing is, the short I put out there got him, did.
Yes. The short got him. The short got him. And I'm gonna just come flat out and just say it right now. Is that okay? Is it okay to just come out and just say it? Is that okay? All right, people. Now let me and Rev let you guys know about what actually happened. You guys were trying to go at him and getting these fake people to go into his lives and talk about me and saying separate from me and all this. So the Rev called me and said, look, this is what's going on. I said, oh no, let's just do it like this. Since this is the direction they wanted to go in, he told me what he wanted to do. I said, no, do it in a short. Don't do a video. I said, give him like 15 to 20 seconds. He said, do you want me to go in on you? I said, go all the way in on me. And when he went in on me, you guys made comments and thought that the whole thing was real because that's what you guys wanted to do anyway. And then got you guys doing all this other stuff, got you to expose yourself, and then now I'm hitting you with these Mike Tyson left hooks, and you guys don't know what happened. So Rev, go ahead. That was planned, people. It was planned so that you guys can show your hands, and that's what you guys did. In order to really, people, I'm not going to go in full detail, you can take it from playing sports. If you're in war, if you're a gang, there's ways to get the other side to show what they're going to do so you can capitalize and shut that down. And this was a plan to counter all of your guys' nonsense. Now, when your nonsense came in and you start talking out your ass with stuff that didn't make any sense, you guys saw what I'm fully capable of. I told you guys from the first beginning, I don't know any of you guys, and can none of you guys mess with me on the mic. Can none of you guys mess with me, period. I am Hot Facts, and I do things that you guys cannot do. I will go deep in research. I will go deep in research, and I show actual clips, not someone said this. I show the actual factuals, and then I break it down. You guys are upset about that. But it's like I told you guys, I'm coming into your world and I'm going to be the news. You guys don't like it. You're fighting me, but I'm one man and you guys ganged up on me. And when you ganged up on me, I knocked every single one of you guys out. Now that I got a team behind me, it's even harder for you guys to do it because my team does research. My wife is now even in. She don't even have a channel. And she start finally getting in, and she's like, "What are they talking to you like this about?" So she start going and watching your channels. I got me a spy.
Hey, Mr. Reese, let me interject for a minute because it's funny what you're saying. Because if you go back and you watch that previous live feed that I did with Kelly the first time before the one that you were showing on your live tonight, that's exactly how I got him. And how this ties into with your guys is, one thing I've learned is you're always going to have, when you're exposing somebody, that's when you got other people coming back at you trying to lie on you, because what they want to do is they want to take the attention off themselves, put it on someone else so that they can try to weasel their way out and get scot free and clear. But where you normally get these guys like this is what I did and what you do, because I had to do the same thing. When you can provide undisputable proof with these people in a video and from their own words of what they're lying about, they can't lie their way out of anything. I had to do the exact same thing with Kelly when I started watching his lives and accusing him that, look, I've got video clips showing that your live feeds have paid people in it. Bots, you're boosting views. You can watch videos of his where he starts out alive. He's got 5 people in there, and within a matter of 10 seconds, 125 numbers show up viewing the live that he boosted it. I warned him all that. I said, look, before you keep running your mouth and trying to tell everybody that I'm a fraud, you better make sure you're squeaky clean, because you don't know what other people got on you. And he tried to do the same thing with me and tell me, you ain't got nothing on me. You ain't got no proof that's going to prove your case. Oh, I don't? Watch this. While that man was up on that live feed, I broke out the damn cell phone and played video clip after video clip after video clip. And let me tell you, his jaw dropped. He went speechless, didn't know what to say. He knew he was caught red-handed in all his lies, and he actually left the panel without even saying a word. He knew. You can't hide from the video, especially when your face is in the damn video up on a panel talking, telling lies. You just didn't think that anybody was going to clip that or record it because it had happened 10, 20 live feeds ago. Guys like me, that's what I do. I don't care if you got 500 videos up. I'm retired. I ain't got nothing but time to go research all your stuff, and I'm going to clip out everything I can to prove my case to just blow your ship right out of the water. And that's what I did. And see, that's why these guys lie, because they know when they get busted and they're doing wrong, they don't want the focus on them. So then they're going to start talking shit, telling lies like what these guys are doing on you. But you know what I tell them? Like what I tell everybody that I bust out. I give everybody an equal say. Get your ass up on my panel and go toe-to-toe with me. Prove your innocence. Explain these videos I got if you're such a truthful person and growing your channel 100% organic, that you ain't frauded nothing. Because I'm going to tell you what, you can't dispute the proof that is on this cell phone. And that's one thing he couldn't do. When he knew I got him red-handed, that's when he started telling all kinds of crazy lies about me and all this stuff. And that's what people do. When people have something to hide, that's when they're going to try to turn the focus on you instead of them, because they know they're busted. They don't want everybody to know that facts. So they try to silence you. And they want to silence the truth. And that's what they do. And that's exactly what this guy tried to do with me. Tried to silence me every and any way he could, but he knew I had him. And he had nothing to do from there on but to get up on a panel and just come out and say, you know what? I'm a fake and I'm a fraud. I apologize to everybody. I'm sorry, but hey, you know, you can't blame me. You did it to yourself. I just happen to be the lucky guy to come across your channel and let everybody know that's watching you that you've been lying about everything. You might have had them people fooled, okay? But you sure the hell didn't have me fooled. And that's what a lot of these guys don't like. They don't like guys that are smarter than them. They don't like guys that are going to look at their channel and dig into everything they do, because pathological liars and narcissistic people will always slip up somewhere. It's not a matter of if, it's when. And you got to be lucky enough to get that proof and catch them. And I happen to do that. And that's what proved my whole case with these guys. There wasn't nothing that they could dispute but to go along with that live feed and be like, hey, you got me, man. There ain't nothing I can say to dispute it. You got me now. That's what you got to do with these guys. You keep digging, man. Get all the dirt on.
And I gotta give a shout out to right now for Poker Rosie, people. This is a $20 super chat. This is a $20 super chat right now. Thank you so much for that one. People said, now let's read this. Can't get away from the truth and the facts, and that's double fish right there, people.
Real, my man Poker he's a big supporter of my channel.
Good looking on that one right there, because see, this is the stuff where now people say, oh, you guys were just talking about super chats. No. This is different right here. We're talking about actual. First of all, we talked about buying subs and how it's whatever. Now we're breaking down actual factual. Someone likes to listen to the hard facts. So what they did was they supported hot facts, because nothing came out right now was a lie. So that was a blessing right there. So good looking right there. That's what a super chat is supposed to be about, people. Not going in to boom. Now let me try to. No. It don't work like that. Now, if there's anybody that's just coming in to look and you see a super chat, I don't know what people stop in. I don't know who stops in. Random people just stop in. Random people might see a super chat and say, let's go to that channel. Yes, click on the channel if you want to check it out, okay? But don't just click on the channel because you see a super chat, because you might be a newbie in the YouTube game, and that's how you could start going down the wrong way. And that's what Nitro got Kelly to say that. Like, he just started off and just went down that road, So people, when you see people,
that's what got those guys, because, well, I want to say guys, I'll say Kelly, because Keith wasn't doing it, but Kelly was. See, where Kelly was going wrong and misleading new creators coming into YouTube is that he was given the false persona that if you want to be big on YouTube and you want to have a good community, you got to pay for it. Okay. That is far from the truth. You can build an organic channel by just getting out there and visiting any live feed that pops up on your computer and going in and introducing yourself and say, hello, host, how you doing? My name's Nitro Freak. I got a channel. This is what my channel's about. Feel free to check it out. You ain't got to be nothing more than you are, but just putting yourself out there honestly. All right. What they were doing is they like Kelly's channel. He had a lot of young kids in there that were trying to emulate him. Like, their mission, the same mission that most people on YouTube. Look, we all love the money. A lot of us are not about the money, but getting monetized, that does help. That's free money that you're getting by just working your butt off, taking the time to put out videos, good content, talk shows, good hosts like this. You do that, people are going to sub to you regardless if they like your content or not. What he was doing is he was trying to tell people, look, you leave me a super chat and I'll get my community to go sub to you. Or you go to this channel that he was working with, go leave them a $60, $70 super chat. They're going to get your community to get their community to sub to you. So now it's becoming, you're basically telling people that if you don't leave channels money, ain't nobody going to want nothing to do with you. And that's so far from the truth. It's not funny, because my channel, I built it from 0 subs to what it is today without spending a dime. I didn't pay nobody for nothing. I just put good content out there, put myself out there. I am all over YouTube. I see a live feed. It don't even matter if I'm interested in what you do. I pop up and say hello. That's how I put my brand out there. I want people to know who I am. I don't care if you got a damn gardening channel. I'm going to go in there and say hello, because even though my channel is an RC car related channel, I talk about all kinds of stuff. So I've had to find ways to click with my RC content people and any outsiders that have no idea what RC cars are, that if they come in, I got to be able in a blink of an eye to throw a topic out there or change it up, to keep them interested, keep them wanting to come back to view my channel. And it's just by having honest, real life, everyday conversation. Okay. And a lot of people are not doing that. There are a lot of people out there that use their channel just to solely make money, and they do it through super chats. And that's not what super chats were intended. So what's happening nowadays is it's giving a lot of people the false inclination that when somebody leaves you a super chat, they're just automatically going to assume that that's being used to buy views or, boost your subs or whatever. That's not what everyone's about. As you said, Mr. Reese, there are people that will come into your channel and just super chat you as just a way to say, great channel. I love what you're doing. Here's my support. Let me throw you a couple bucks. I'm going to come back because the stuff you guys are talking about, very interesting. It's intriguing. That's what I do on my channel. But then you got people out there that'll tell everybody, oh, man, if you want to make money on YouTube, you got to spend money. That's what got these guys caught up in dropping 7 to 10 G's on a friggin' YouTube channel to be somebody that they got them nowhere. They ain't making no money, and everybody abandoned them and used them because of the amount of money that they were dropping. Like I tried to tell them guys months ago, you think everybody's subbing to you guys because they want to be your friend? They're following that American dollar is what they're doing. They see you going in someone's channel, because this is exactly what happened. When everybody found out who Keith was, they started following him from live feed to live feed, okay? Goes into one live feed, drops $200. Goes into another one, drops $250. 3 minutes later, pops into another one, drops $180. Now, he was legitimately dropping that money to get people to sub to him. That was his mission. But what the slap in the face to him was when he started realizing of 4 months being in YouTube, in 4 months, I've dropped 7 G's just in super chats alone. Nobody still comes and watches my content. Nobody has any reaction with my channel. When I stopped super chatting everybody, because when he lost his behind in the stock market and lost 20 grand in one day, he stopped super chatting everybody, thinking that everybody was still going to support him. But what they did, they all abandoned him. They took his money and ran and wanted nothing to do with him because he wasn't dropping any more money. And that's what's happened with a lot of people in YouTube. You can't have people out there telling everybody, if you want to be somebody on YouTube, you got to go leave super chats. You got to drop money. No, that's not what it's about. People are generally going to throw you, a couple bucks just because they like what you do. But you're going to have them naysayers like what you got happening to you. They say, I'm sure if the wrong people are looking at it right now, they could see this super chat being left to you, and you probably already know what they're saying. Oh man, see that? He got super chat up in there. He getting views. He buying subs with it and all that. That doesn't mean that that's what's going on. Just because they're doing it, they want to try to turn it around on you and make you look equally as bad. But you're not them. You're doing stuff the right way. That's why you got these people coming at you. You got to dig up that proof. Get that dirt on them and put it out there. Let everybody see it. Let them know who they are and what they're doing. And trust me, they gonna get got in the end.
Oh yeah. What you got to say about that, Rev? I see you
That's
nodding
correct.
your head a whole lot. Listen to Nitro. You nodding your head a whole lot. You like some Nitro, freak.
Yeah, I already subscribed to him too. That's what it's about. We wanted to expose the corruption in the gig economy. That's why they coming at us so hard. They came at me so hard. You know what I'm saying? So they figured, okay, now we got a defeated foe. That's what it looks like, a defeated foe. But now it opened up the floodgates when they start speaking upon the things that they do. And just like you said, that's the things you get documentation, representation. And then you bring out the proof and let them witness against themselves. Because sooner or later, they're going to expose themselves. So that's the way it is when we get out here and we get to driving and stuff. And we talked about it before. And people bragging about how they able to take money from other drivers. So those things have to be made known, especially for people that just getting started in this business. They don't know anything about it. They don't know where to do the right research. And then they happen to go to the wrong channel and get the wrong information. I thank you so much, Nitro Freak, for what you did today. I thank you, Hot Facts, for what you're doing.
As the saying goes, loose lips sink ships. That comment you made, that comment you made right there, where those guys admitting that they're taking money from other drivers and however they're doing it. Look, the best kept hid secret, you don't want to be found out, don't run your mouth on your channel, okay? If you know you're doing something dirty and you don't want people digging into you, then you don't let them know what you're doing. See, that's where these guys always mess up. I see it every day in so many channels. Same thing with the DoorDash channels, the gig world and all that stuff. You always got them guys that are going to brag about what they do because they think that nobody's going to do anything against them. But it's always going to take that one person that just doesn't agree with what you're doing. And that might be the wrong person that you got digging into your background, your channel, what you're talking about. Because let's face it, a lot of times those guys, they're trying to silence the truth. They might be putting the proof out there, but because they talk so much, they don't even realize what they said in a couple of past live feeds or anything. And that's at one time you get that cell phone out, you watch their video, and you sitting there recording and be like, oh, you say you never said this? Well, I took this directly off your video. Now I can play it for everybody to see. So undisputable proof is what gets everybody every time. That's the way it is. But those same people, they always want to try to silence the truth and make fools out of everybody else. They don't want anyone else on the outside believing what somebody like Mr. Reese is exposing them for. So what do they naturally do? 9 times out of 10, when guys like that got something to hide, they're offended, they don't want to be exposed, they're going to tell lies on you. They're going to try to take the focus off them and put it on you, even when you ain't doing nothing wrong. I see it every day because that's what I do on YouTube.
And check this out. I think the main reason, I honestly think the main reason that they just don't like me is I came in and I said exactly what I was going to do. I gave myself a timeline and I was telling people I'm coming up to this date. I'm trying to get here. And I have been doing it the whole time. And there's people in this economy where they have 4,000 subs, right? But they've had the channel for 2 years and some change. And they're trying to figure out how is he in here. It's 25th. 8 months is today. So it's 8 months today. And I'm at 3,167 views or something else like that. And I think they're just upset that he came in, he said it, and he's doing it. And I think that they're upset is that how you say you have other content and you figured out how to have your Nitro and the RC people, boom. And then you understood, you know what? I got to do this. I'm on so many panels in different communities, from sports to politics to I'm on so many different panels that I appear on. Those people subscribe when they hear me speak. And then when I go out in public, I go and get subscribers in public. And I sell myself in public.
See, you hit the nail on the head right there, because see, that was my situation with my channel. When I first started my channel years ago, it was based on the foundation of my Nitro RC race and the 5th scale 2-stroke gas trucks that I build and all that. So when I first started my channel, that was my hobby. I was so in depth into it that's all I wanted my channel to be about. So naturally, the only attention that my channel would get was from other like-minded RC people out in the world that were in YouTube that found me and said, okay, this guy's into RC. This is the channel for me. This is what I love. This is what I do. So naturally, they would come in and sub to me. But when I did lives, that's all I wanted in my community. I didn't welcome outsiders because I only wanted people that could relate to my hobby. Otherwise, outsiders, if they didn't know anything about the hobby that I did, they're not going to be able to relate to the conversations or know what the hell I'm doing when I'm working on them on camera and stuff. So what happened is my channel grew fast in the beginning, and in the middle kind of stalled out to nothing, because once I had all the RC community people out there that were going to sub to me, that was it. There was no fresh blood coming in. I already had everybody in that community. So now if I wanted to go any farther, I had to find another way to branch out. And I saw that. And what I had to start doing is not just having RC related people only up on my panels or in my lives. I welcomed everybody in the creator world. I didn't care what you did. I've made my doors open to everybody. So naturally what happened is my channel went from a dead standstill for almost a year and then just really started taking off, because now I didn't have just the RC community. I'm into Harley Davidsons. I'm into drag racing. I'm into hunting, fishing, all kinds of stuff. And I started targeting all them people. I would go into them channels, meet them people, tell them about myself, bring them to my channel. Hey, if you like this, we'll talk about supercars and sports cars and hot rods and drag racing and guns and ammo and hunting, fit, whatever you want. I am, I've been all over the world. My whole military career, I've met every walk of life, so I can relate to everybody somehow. When I picked that up and figured out I can do that, I made it work for me on my channel. But here was the ass kicker. Because a lot of people knew that my channel stalled out and stayed at the same amount of subs for a while, naturally, when they started seeing it take off, that's when they wanted to start accusing me, oh, you're boosting, you're buying views because your videos that you were dropping 6-7 months ago hardly got any hits or stayed at the same amount of views for months. Now all of a sudden you're 1,000, 10,000 views, and you only got, at the time when this was happening, I only had 2,000 subs. I'm at 3,040 now, but everybody started coming at me as like, oh, accusing me of this, and that. And I said, no. So you're going about it all wrong. Look at what I was, and my channel told the tale. If you pay attention, go back to my old content. Look at what I was doing, and look at the following that I had in my live feeds. It was RC people only, nobody else. Now you look at the stuff where that transition point was a month after, where I started welcoming everybody, then that's when it started taking off. That wasn't boosting or buying. That was just fresh blood coming from other channels that loved what I had to talk about on my live feeds, because I took it from being 100% focused on RC, where I started talking about current events, gas prices, food, food, gardening, farm, whatever. I tried to cover every topic, make everybody welcome. It was a lot of work, but I had to say to myself, okay, now I don't just have RC people in my channel. I got people with cars, hunting and fishing, gardening, home improvement. So what am I going to talk about to keep these people interested? Naturally, I'm a homeowner. I do little odds and ends to fix stuff. I can relate when the homeowners come in. Fishermen want to come in. I do a lot of fishing. I can talk fishing with them. Lures, types of fish, freshwater, saltwater, whatever. Hunting for bear, deer, elk, moose, whatever. Building rifles, reloading ammo and all that. Anybody that came into my channel, I could relate to anything to anybody that came in. Naturally, I'm a good talker. After all my years of service, I'm used to speaking in front of big crowds, thousands of soldiers, in combat and stuff. So I'm a naturally wide open guy. I'm not camera shy, as everybody sees and knows me. I could talk for hours if you let me. But I found a way to take a channel that was stalled out to nothing, revamp it, bring new people, and build a bigger and better following. And I got one of the greatest communities out there that support me in everything I do. And any newcomers that come into my channel, my community is supporting them, helping them out with whatever they need. But you always got them naysayers in the background that want to accuse you of being fake, boosting, and all this. Nah, they're just pissed off and jealous because they got a stalled out channel dying and it ain't doing nothing and they don't know how to fix it. So then they want to see channels that did stall out and then started growing immensely, and they want to accuse you of stuff because they can't figure out how to do what you did. That's all it is.
Oh yes. And I love it. Being diverse is so great. And that's why some people will click on some of the gig world people will click on, and the news I'm showing has nothing to do with the gig world, but they still stay because they know how I present my thing, and they you know what I mean, and they want to hear what I'm going to say half the time.
Mr. Reese, look at me. I love your channel. I love what you do, but I don't know jack shit about the gig world. I don't even know what the hell it is, man. But I can still support your channel because of all the other stuff you cover and talk about. I know what you do in the gig world, but that's not what attracts me to your attention because I have no idea what it is. I got a little bit of an idea, but I don't know it like you guys. So naturally, I'm not going to be able, to talk the food deliveries and DoorDash and how you guys make the money and all that. I don't know nothing about that. But even though that's what you guys do, still, just with a panel like this, talking about other stuff, you can always find a way to relate to somebody outside of what your channel does.
Well, that's why I tell people, like, the gig world is just part of my channel. That's just one aspect of the channel itself. It's a lot of stuff that goes on, but this one is for you. This question here, Nitro. It says, ask Nitro if he saw the federal judge ordered building, what's it say? Unserialized guns is constitutional. Unserialized guns.
I'll be honest on that. I'd have to see that because every weapon has to have a serial number. And there's many reasons for that. If I'm understanding that, if you saw that federal judge ordered building Unserialized gun. No, okay. So building unserialized guns is constitutional. No, it can't be. And I'm gonna tell you one way why it can't be. That might have been some false news. I don't know if you've actually seen it or if you're hearing that from someone else. Because you think about it like this: an unserialized gun that doesn't have a serial number, if you build it, somebody takes that weapon, commits a murder with it, that serial number ties a lot of people to a crime for many different reasons. It tells the history of that weapon, where it came from, who built it, all that stuff. Delaware ruling saying ghost guns are constitutional. They could be saying that, but I don't think that could ever become a law. I deal a lot with guns and ammo. I build a lot of my own weapons, and I can tell you what, I don't really ever see the ATF allowing that on so many levels. That would never pass with the ATF. That might be something that any state can draw up a bill, but in order to have that bill passed, it's got to get all the votes from all, the courts and everything. And that would be a bill that I do not see coming to light for many, many reasons. I mean, our government's talking about wanting to take away our Second Amendment rights and do away with weapons all over. So who knows?
Yeah,
to answer your question, I haven't seen that. I haven't specifically seen it, but I can tell you because I'm very deep into the gun scene in the world. I would never see that ever coming to light or happening there's about 1 million reasons I can give of why that would probably never happen.
He said he put up on his channel, he presented the 24-page order on his channel, and he says, go read the court order. Federal judge in Delaware ruled it is see that, and you know what? Come on, Delaware. If that's true, come on, Delaware, because you're just saying anyone can make weapons in their home and just go out and use them. And there's no tracing.
You look at it like this. If I had a handgun and it's got a serial number on it, right? I got it in my truck because I do have a CC concealed carry. I carry a handgun in my truck. Somebody breaks into my truck, finds that weapon, steals it, goes to rob a liquor store or a convenience store or whatever, shoots the clerk, drops the gun. Who do you think the first person they're going to come find? When they pick up that weapon and they run that serial number is tied to me as the ownership. Naturally, 9 times out of 10, my door is going to be the first one that they're knocking on. Now, you take that out of the equation and you build weapons that do not have serial numbers on them. Do you know how harder that's just made it for law enforcement to track down original owners of stolen weapons that could be used to commit murders or hold up banks or whatever? That's why that is so shocking to hear that a federal judge would even allow that. But I like stuff like that. I'm glad you brought that up because when I get off this panel, I'm gonna find that on the internet and I'm gonna read that. I'm definitely gonna read it. I want to see that. You can check
out that's Cody's channel, Alaska Guns and Gears and all that. Look, he's in Alaska. Cody got weapons. He shows you. Cody goes and shows you. He has weapons. He's out there.
I'm the same way. I got enough weapons to start a third world war. That's what I do. I'm very familiar with Alaska. I lived in Anchorage for years. Grew up in Fort Wainwright in Fairbanks. Did a lot of bear hunting and king salmon fishing out there. I know a lot about Alaska. Spent a lot of my life there. Very familiar. Been to Fort Richardson. Oh, yeah. I was stationed there in the military twice, so always good to see. In fact, my parents actually still collect the Alaskan dividends. I will definitely be checking out your channel after this, without a doubt, my man.
Yeah. That's a good connection.
Yeah, I always love to meet fellow gun enthusiasts because I do a lot
of. And he's a former correctional officer.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's right up your alley. You know what I'm saying? Cody is right there.
I got my younger brother just retired from being a corrections officer. He went as high as he could go. He'd been doing it for almost 27 years and finally retired from doing it.
Oh yeah. See, this is why this stuff is good. People, you get to meet people, you know, and Cody will, when it comes to the guns, he brings up everything. He brings up, and he goes full in, and
I'm the same way. We talk a lot of guns on my channel. I'm being a 7-time combat veteran. I spent my whole life in the military, retired after 22 years. You know, most of us vets out there, we don't own a gun. We own guns. Okay, that's how we tell people. We don't own one or two. Yeah, I've got 6 different gun safes in my house. I own at least probably 60 handguns, and I couldn't even tell you right now how many assault rifles that I've built, hunting rifles, tactical. I do all the tactical weapons. I do all that stuff because it also ties into my job with tactical weapons as a private contractor overseas. So I won't get into that, but anybody that knows about that, you know what I do. So yes, guns is a very big part of my life.
Now check this out. Cody had to revamp his page. He was in the gig world, and he fell into the group that's doing all this weird stuff with me, and they tried to use him, and they tried to use him so bad that his wife needs a kidney, right? And someone was going to shoot a video to try to find a donor and all this other stuff, and they used him so bad to where the guy did not even want to do the video anymore, and then he stopped getting his views. So he had to revamp his channel for what he really loves is, you know, the guns and the outdoors and all that. And right now he's over 100 and some thousand views. He's getting the subs, but that community tried to hold him down. That group tried to hold him down when he started seeing what was going on and speaking his mind. Then they tried to cap him off. So once he started coming on here, he started coming on here, they really pretty much turned their back on him. But when that happened, his channel is now ridiculous right now. And
that's good.
Yeah, changed his name and everything. The channel was ridiculous, and it's what he should have been doing to begin with. But it's like we said, you can get put into a group and go down the wrong road, and you don't even know. You know, you get in and you know, it took something serious with the not doing the video to open the eyes, but opening the eyes has got him on that rise now. You know what I mean? And now he's in a community where he just had a live today where there's a gentleman called the Turkey's Opinion, you know, and they're out there doing their thing. He had 2 other guys out there. People were in his live, not here, but I'm talking about with him in his live physically. You know what I mean? So he had guys come and join in, and his channel's doing great. His lives are doing all right. He's starting off, and it's good. So sometimes you got to break away from the groups you're in order for you to just really do your thing. There's so many content creators that are stuck, and they're stuck with the bad channel because it's all fake. So it's not like you're stuck how Nitro was with a real chat channel, and he was trying to just let me see what else I can do to add into it. No, some people are stuck with bad channels. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. So I'm glad he's not stuck anymore. I'm glad whoever else out there, you're not stuck anymore. I'm glad you're not stuck if you got unstuck. So that's how that works there. Now I got a clip I want to show you guys because you guys do know that I do reaction videos. There's a video of a police officer he's chasing the guy on a dirt bike, and it's the worst thing that can possibly happen if you're a police officer. And I'm gonna go put this up so you guys can see exactly what it is. I thought it was hilarious, and we're gonna watch this. We're gonna watch this really quick. Let me plug this in. All right. I thought this was hilarious. I was gonna do it as just a reaction video by itself, but I said no. I got it right here. I might as well do it now while I'm on this show now. I don't like to waste the material I have, people. I like to just put it out there. Let me see. Let me go to my phone thing here. Did I do it under a yep, screen recording? Let me see. And bam, here it is. Check this out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Got a crime victim card and a report number.
All right, people. So first of all, his sandwich that he was gonna eat for lunch was riding on the dashboard up there at first. So he just lost his sandwich. People just know that he just lost his sandwich that was sitting up there. Something told him to chase the guy on the dirt bike off road on the railroad tracks, knowing that this can happen. So first of all, he did not catch the bad guy. But now he's about to be embarrassed because all his cop buddies are going to see that he jacked up the car. Why is he shooing the wind to try to stop a train is what I want to know. Why is he walking, shooing the train? This dude is hilarious. I want to show that because he started off trying to do the right thing, trying to chase the bad guy. I know you want to chase the bad guy. You want to catch your guy. But the dude was on a dirt bike going off road. You know you're not going to catch the guy. You see where you are. And then I don't know what made him think to ride the train tracks to try to catch the dude.
Hey, I'm going to tell you like this. I watch those reality TV shows like that all the time. And it's usually one of two things. Either that guy just has that bad luck, okay? Or you would think that that is staged, because how do you get on the tracks and stuck at the right specific time that you got two different trains from one end coming at you? I mean, he just either had to hit it at the right time of day or you know, with bad luck, or it was almost like that was staged, like they wanted to put that on film. Because, come on, like you said, you wasn't going to catch that guy on that dirt bike anyways. When I was a kid, man, I ran from the cops all the time on four-wheelers. But in my days, it was three-wheelers back in the 80s, man. I mean, they'd never catch us. They'd never catch us. And to even try, that was just stupid. You ain't going to compete with an ATV because we can always go places that car can't go.
Cannot
9
go.
times out of 10, if we're trying to get away and we live in that area, we know all the roads like the back of our hand to take of where to go and where to get away from cops chasing us. We did that for years as kids.
Man.
But that's it's funny every time I see it.
Yeah, when I saw that, I said, hold up, I got to share this. Because just the two trains, you know, two trains. So, wow.
Not one, but two.
Yeah. Well, people,
one might have been half believable, but that second one coming around, it's like, damn.
Well, people, we've been on here for 2 hours and 37 minutes. Was a great live, great panel on. I want to thank Nitro Freak for coming on. And you all know what I do when I get off of here. We do the final words. Any final words for the people out there, Nitro Freak?
Me, man, I just want to thank you for having me up. Love your show. Keep doing what you're doing. You're definitely going to see me again, man. We still got to do that interview on my RC stuff. I ain't forgot about that. I know. No, I've been doing a lot of stuff, and I've been building some new ones, so I've been tied up with a lot of stuff. But we're gonna get to do that, man, real soon.
Oh yeah,
I will be contacting you about that. But hey, I'm gonna go ahead and hop down off of here. Appreciate you having me up, man. Great stuff, great live. Keep doing what you do, brother. And I'll see you again.
See you later, Nitro. Yes, people. That is the man, the myth, and the legend right there. Go ahead and subscribe to my man's channel, Nitro Freak. But you know, we went over a lot of stuff. I was able to really break down buying subs and don't tie my name into any of that stuff because you guys really have the pyramid schemes and all of that. So please watch what you say. I will break it down. Please watch what you say about when you're trying to talk about the markets, because I really break down the markets and I break it down in ways that you guys refuse to try to do, to really teach people how they can make the most when they are out there. Please do not use Bud Soda, because I will let my daughter stand right here. And hey, Ava, let me see if I can get her really quick, because I want to ask her a question. Here, come here. You like to drink soda, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of a Bud soda?